We're here at LSU Football Media Day at Sports 225, and we'll open this segment with Steve Ensminger. And how things going?
Going really well. Been hot, enjoying practice. It's football season. It's good to be back.
Tight ends are like what this year?
Tight ends are like, let's see who. I'm excited about it. We don't have a lot of experience there. We have Dylan Gordon coming back and Travis Dixon. We have two young guys, Logan Stokes and Deshaun Smith, who's trying to develop and everything else. So we spent this last week kind of acclimating them to how we practice and the plays and stuff like that. So this next week we'll find out and try to develop our offense, like what plays they need to be in there, what are their strengths and what are their weaknesses and where they need to be.
Is this your fourth year back?
No, my fourth year back, yes.
Yeah, has it been everything you thought it would be?
That and more. That and more. Heck, besides being from here and besides going back in the Tiger Stadium to have your family and your friends and everything else back at home, it's been really good.
Good. Well, he didn't exactly say you, but in the press conference we had before this, I asked Coach Miles, I said, who's your brightest, most engaging player? And he was afraid to pick out one guy, and he hemmed and hawed and everything. He said, lots of guys, and he goes like Anthony Johnson, and then he never named another guy. So I would assume then you're the brightest, most engaging guy on the team.
I'm trying, man. I have a lot of guys on this team who has great personalities, and honestly, everybody on this team is bright, So I just thank Coach Miles for, naming my name, man. I try to be.
They're not all that bright, Anthony. Come on. But they're probably good guys. All right, I want to ask you something because you're a player who fits into this category per se, and you've heard all the conversation the last few months about paying players. You get a full scholarship, okay? Does it cover everything?
It does, honestly. It covers all I need. When you think about the things I really need, books, room and board, food, that's all I really need. I could care less about anything else personally.
You don't buy clothes, go to the movies, want extra food in the cupboard,
That's why they made Red Box, get you a couple of quarters, you'll be good, man. But nah, not at all, man. I like to enjoy myself and relax and just lay low.
So do you think the players should not get paid? Or do you think that you should? And like a monthly stipend, a semester, how much? Have you ever thought about it?
I honestly have. I actually did a paper on it not too long ago, and I truly believe we should deserve a little bit of pay because of the labor we do. It is physical, and sometimes guys have career-ending injuries in college. So honestly, I think we do need a little bit. But man, if the NCAA doesn't put it out there, it is what it is.
Now, you said you did a paper on it, like for school. So
yeah.
How long and how in depth did you go with it?
It was 10 pages long, so you do the math, man. There's a whole lot of words going into one paper, man. But I actually did good on it, got an A on it, and the teacher, she liked everything about it and everything. And I honestly do believe, college athletes across the country who have a Division I scholarship should deserve a little bit of pay.
Now, the argument comes, all right, you open up a can of worms. So if they pay the football players, they should pay the women's swimmers, they should pay the golfers, they should pay the basketball players, and I think they should pay everybody, and it should be equal. Do you agree with that?
I truly do. If you're out there putting in the work every day, when you look at it, a lot of people don't have the opportunity to wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning and hit the pools like the female swimmers do, or wake up at 5 in the morning and run sprints like the football team or the basketball team does. So it's different for us being athletes, but I honestly do think everybody across the country should.
All right, one more question. How much? Because I threw out a number in a column this week. I'm curious to see what you say.
If it was a monthly thing, I'll say about $400 a month.
$400 a month?
Yeah.
So maybe like $2,000 a semester, something like that.
Something like that.
No, that's more than I said, but some of the programs can afford it, and I think they may have to break into leagues where you get paid to play or you don't. And then
if it happens like that, it happens. Sometimes you have to look at things like that, but everybody should get paid if it's minimum or just a great amount.
Thank you so much.
No problem, man. Appreciate it.
All right, now the show is really in progress. I'm here with Jacques Doucet from WAFB, the hardest working man in Baton Rouge show business, because he not only does television, he puts on his major softball event. Now you've added a golf tournament. Are you doing that as well?
Do a little golf tournament in the fall, November 2nd, Westside Golf Course, and we got a little block party that night too. So raise a little money for the big event in the summertime.
Okay, which is Red Rock and Blue, and nonetheless, LSU is going to finish what and why?
They'll finish 9-3. Because the schedule is rough, and I think the defense has a lot of talented guys, but I think there's going to be some growing pains perhaps on that side of the ball. And Alabama's just really good, and I think Georgia's going to be a tough road game too, and I think they may lose another one along the way that maybe you don't expect. So I think 9-3 is a good, safe assumption.
First things first, all right? This is a mustache, so don't let anybody give you any crap about your mustache ever.
That's a solid mustache.
Well, it's old and it's white and gray. I used to look like Borat a million years ago. This isn't today. All right, so What do you think about all the talk this summer about paying athletes? And should athletes be paid by the universities for playing football, for playing Division I sports?
I mean, that's just an argument that's I think is going to be battled with and talked about for years to come. For me, being a kid that comes from a low-income family, I'm just excited the fact that I can get a free education because if I didn't play football, I probably wouldn't have gone to college. I'd probably be working manual labor somewhere. So, for me to just get a free education and the few dollars we get on scholarship tech and the opportunity to play football is enough for me.
But how about the argument that you should get a stipend? Like when I went to Syracuse a million years ago, one of my football player buddies had a job turning off the lights after the hockey games in the football stadium. Well, there were no hockey games in the football stadium, and he got money, but they changed things. But the argument being that even though you're on a full ride, you don't get everything taken care of. It still costs. I know for my own son, being on scholarship for basketball still costs me $4,000 or $5,000 a year for him to go to school.
Yeah.
And your parents still probably give you money to help you get through.
Yeah, I mean, you always, the university gives us, a few extra dollars each month for, meals that they don't take care of already, and some walking around money, but. At times, you got to ask your mom and dad or aunt and uncle for a little extra every now and then. But, that's just how it is. Fortunately for me, I don't have to ask as much as other kids who pay a scholarship and have their parents take care of everything. So.
All right, well, let's talk some football just for a second.
Awesome.
How's the football part going? How you feeling?
Feeling great, man. I'm excited for the season. Camp so far has been awesome to get back in the groove of things. And, working with Coach Cameron's been a blessing as well. And overall, I think just as a team standpoint, we have great team chemistry, and we're excited to get the season started.
Yeah, I heard you talking a little bit before about highs and lows. And, truly last year you went through all that.
Yeah.
Did you find that the lows and the crap you had to put up with was a lot worse than you expected?
Not really. I mean, honestly, I'm very glad that I went through a rough first season. Because in case this year
Let me stop for a second. It wasn't that rough. I mean,
it wasn't that rough. I mean, we won 10 games. I had, 2,700 yards. I mean, I wasn't, god awful, but, in LSU environment, it's either, you're 13-0 and perfect, or it's not good enough. So, but that's something we embrace, and, I'm glad that I had a rough first year. Compared to a guy like, Johnny Manziel, who had a spectacular first year. He's got so much to live up to now, and, I just got to do better than what I did last year. So, but no, it's just something that you got to do as a quarterback. You got to be able to, take all the hype and all what the media wants to say about you, and also be able to handle the boos that you might get against Towson when you only win by 11.
Booze? Booze? All right, we got to go to break. Would you say, I'm Zach Mettenberger, and we got to go to break on Sports 225 or some variation thereof?
I'm Zach Mettenberger, and I don't know if I could do that because that might be an NCAA violation.
Okay, so I'll say it then. So it's not, we are going to break. I'm Lee Feinsfeld. We'll be right back.